So good morning. Welcome to Sunrise Stroll and Chat. So I think we'll stop here for a moment. And there's some nice subject matters to see here. Obviously, this is the Sea of Galilee, and actually we're on the Mount of Beatitudes. So I can show you over here the guest house and the shrine, the chapel of the Beatitudes. And then over here in the haze you have Tiberias, and therefore close to the Mount of Beatitudes is Mount Arbel. I'll put it in the very center of the screen for you. This is a big mango grove, and more mango groves down beneath us. You can hear an occasional truck still. Things are getting quieter for two reasons. It's New Year, Jewish New Year starting tonight, and then we have the lockdown for 3 weeks starting, which is not so nice, but that's part of the need to deal with the corona. So there's something special over here I've never shown you before. We see it in the distance now, more or less where the sun will be coming out. We have the mouth of the Jordan River coming into the Sea of Galilee. So you can see a piece of land and you can see some water behind it over there. And this is where the Jordan River meanders into the Sea of Galilee, coming from the north, from Mount Hermon area. So let me get back there again. I somehow lost this on the screen. There. So you can see that piece of land, you see water behind it. That's the Jordan coming in to the Sea of Galilee from the north. And then the Jordan River goes out of the Sea of Galilee in the south. We have no way to see that from here, especially in these conditions, but even if it was clear. And way down there, the Jordan River resumes its course at the south of the Sea of Galilee onto the Dead Sea. And the Sea of Galilee is more than 200 meters below sea level, maybe about 700 feet. So that means right now we're probably, I'm not sure, 100 meters above that. Who knows, maybe a bit more, a bit less. And in that case then, if the dikes burst, we'd be doing deep sea diving in a few minutes here. Right up here, but that's probably not going to happen. It's been a long time, many millions of years since this was, since the sea was in here, since this was under the sea. So people, another nice detail here is right down here we have Capernaum. And here we can see the Orthodox Church right now in the middle of the screen with its red roof, its red domes. And when you're at the Catholic site of Capernaum, you can see that just behind the wall. And so this is then the Catholic site. I think we're looking at the back of the synagogue there. I have never seen it from this angle. And then behind that is Peter's house. Maybe that's actually the view there, but I'm not sure. No, yeah, maybe it is. I'm not sure. I just haven't been here from this angle, trying to figure out if that's the church there to the left with that roof. But I've never seen the roof of the church well, so it could be. Although I think, I'm trying to figure it out. I won't say more. I'm just guessing. Because I thought the church would be a little more directly south and not so much east of the synagogue space. But your perspective changes the way the piece of land is lying, so I'm not sure. Well, here we are at the north of the Sea of Galilee. You're waiting for the sunrise. And one of the nice things now about this moment is you can imagine the disciples coming out of Capernaum and looking for Jesus. They can't find him. He's missing. He's gone missing. And then little by little they discover that he's habitually in prayer in a quiet place. So that's where we are today. We are here in prayer in a quiet place. You remember after the multiplication of the loaves, the people were so excited. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people wanting to make him king. And Jesus was nervous about the apostles. It might go to their head, and he sent them away in the boats to the other side. And he himself went up, after sending the people home, he went up on the hillside to pray alone. So somewhere along here on this side of the hill, over here, because we're just about a little over a mile and a half from the multiplication of the loaves memory. Like I walked up to the Mount of Beatitudes there in front of you yesterday, or 2 days ago, in 15 minutes. Oops. So it's only about a mile, not much more than a mile. So along here, Jesus would have spent many a night in prayer. In communion with his Father, reviewing the happenings of the day, reading the people's hearts, talking to his Father about them, asking for light which apostles to choose as they progressed in their vocational discernment. The night he picked Judas, the night he picked Peter and James and John and Andrew, praying for them that night. Oh, we got the sunrise. I had my back to it when it came up. So good morning everybody, here's the sun. It's a very different angle for us. Normally we're over there at Magdala, so we have the whole stretch of the Sea of Galilee before us, and here we just have this little corner. And we have a special guest this morning here at Sunrise Stroll and Chat for you. And he lives here at the Sea of Galilee, and his name is Filippo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Filippo. Let's meet Filippo.
Good morning. Hi everyone. God bless you.
And Filippo, where are you from? You're not from Ireland.
No, I'm not from Ireland.
Nobody is that lucky.
Yes, I'm happy to be with an Irish that are famous to speak one of the best English in the world.
Can everybody hear Filippo well? Let me give you the microphone, Filippo.
I don't know.
Filippo.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's have the microphone.
So then it'll be easier to hear Filippo. And I
Yes.
just, where are you from? Where
I'm
from?
Italian. I'm Italian. Oops. We have some technical problem.
It's okay, it's okay. So you're from Italy, from Siena, the famous
Yes.
cathedral of Siena.
Yes, exactly. Famous cathedral, and we have also we are here at the Sea of Galilee, and then all of our traditions and saints in a sense are like when we are here in front of the very place where the most of the gospel has happened. All the other devotions in a way seems to be, but anyway, I can tell in Siena there are huge things, and the same Jesus that was here walking is in the Eucharist in Siena, and we have one of the greatest Eucharistic miracles in Siena. It is called the permanent Eucharistic miracles. Are 200 hosts that are preserved miraculously since more than some 300 years, and there is any sign of corruption or that they have been attacked by bacteria or anything, and they are still there in the tabernacle in Siena, miraculously preserved.
Fantastic.
And
so why did you come here, Filippo?
well, it was something unexpected. You see,
Are you a farmer? Do you work the mango?
no, I don't want a farmer. I am a hermit.
You're a hermit?
Yes.
Now, what's a hermit?
Well, a hermit.
We heard about those guys.
Yes, a hermit. It's someone that has been called by the Lord to a special call to follow Him in the desert.
In the desert.
Which doesn't mean actually the real desert, but in the solitude,
right.
And to look for God in the solitude.
The Greek word for desert was eremos.
Yes.
And so the person who lived in the desert was called it's derived from that word eremos, and then it got an H stuck in there, so it's hermit. So it's a desert person. So you're a desert person in a very beautiful place.
Yes. I cannot complain, but not just for the beautiness of the place, but especially because to live here, this life in the place where Jesus spent his nights in prayer is very meaningful, and also in the places where half of the Gospels have happened. Yes. And then I am a diocesan hermit. I want to explain, because there are kinds of hermit in the Catholic Church, and my call is it's an individual form of consecrated life, and my superior is directly the bishop of the diocese in Jerusalem. Yes, it's very similar to the Ordo Virginum,
the order
vocation.
Of virgins. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
consecrated women who live on their own, but in obedience to the diocese, to the bishop, and available to teach or to do different ministries.
Yes.
Those virgins, consecrated virgins. And then the hermit, what's your daily routine here?
Well, it's very similar to a monastic schedule. Then it's similar to the life of a monk who lives alone. Then there are the liturgies, the offices, liturgy of the hours, and the work, the adoration, spiritual readings, and it's really very similar to the monastic life, but it's a monastic life.
Do you do any work?
Yes, I do rosaries, and
you make rosary beads, okay?
Yes, no, I buy the beads, but I do the rosaries.
Yeah, okay.
I buy the materials and I
okay.
assemble. Yes, and some glued icons.
And some icons,
Yes, no, I don't paint, glued.
You put them on the back.
Yes.
Mount them.
Yes.
Mount them icons.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Excellent, Filippo. So this is yesterday we had a nice commentary as well about the need for quiet and stillness and contemplative prayer. I don't know if there's anything you can tell us about this, Filippo.
Well, I would have to be the expert, but we are always learning, and one of the things I've experienced here, we never get used to the Sea of Galilee, to be in the holy places, but in a sense we feel more His presence, we feel more the closeness to Him, but we feel also more the distance we have from Him, because this strikes me. The distance,
yes,
I mean...
That's a very interesting comment. So you feel the closeness to God because you're a man of prayer and you're always reading the Gospels.
Yes.
Where Jesus was. But you feel a distance to God and you feel it more strongly. How is that?
The distance, I mean my weakness. My weakness that it's heavier here because everything recalls Him. That in a way you cannot flee from God here, because whenever you look at this lake, you think about Jesus, and then you are always, you want or not, in the thinking about the gospel or thinking about Him. While if we are in other places, it may happen more easily to forget what we should instead remember always, to think about our God, to think about. And then to be in this place, it's a continuous call to improve and for my conversion. And what you asked about the prayer and silent prayer, I think that here we learn especially prayer also beyond the forms. To be we're to be really followers of Jesus. I mean, God forbid that I think that I say don't pray the rosary. No, I don't want to say this. But what was the prayer of Jesus here? This is the question. Was Jesus praying the rosary? What do you think, Father Imo? No, wasn't it? Say
So
no. Then was, I think. First of all, he didn't have a single room. That's why in the house of Peter we know, because there was the room of the guest, but he didn't have the gift to have a single room. Then to find we know also in Capernaum there are many homes, one close to another. Then to find quiet from the noises of he just was coming in the mountain.
He left the village and came up on the hillside.
And I think his prayer was something very simple. The relationship with his father, and then he was filled by the union with his father. Then what I want to say, where I want to end up, it's in our personal prayer. There are all the forms of prayers. Then we can read first of all, prayer needs time. First message. Jesus gave a lot of time to prayer. He went up on the mountain, passing the night, and then we cannot pray or to improve our prayer if we don't give a sufficient amount of time to this duty we have, to this really what's the breath of our soul. And then Jesus was praying in this very simple way. Then we don't have what we call the hypostatic union. I mean the immediate feeling of God, because we are people wounded by sin. Also, we are reborn by grace through the sacraments, but still it's always I fight and and a gift of God to feel his presence. And for us to pray is not something very natural. It's always something we have to fight. Then all the means of prayer are useful to the man. Then there is the repetition to make some short invocations of God's name or whatever, or holy sentences taken from the Holy Scriptures, or other things come to our hearts. And there is the many forms of prayers, readings of the Holy Scriptures, rosaries, but in the end, when we arrive to the true prayer, we have to be courageous to leave all those things aside and to live this freedom that Jesus has come to bring to us, and is the freedom of the Spirit. You see, Jesus that is climbing this mountain, he had no breviary, he had no rosary, but he had his Father and his immense love for all of us.
In today's readings, the psalm is "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good." That's the response. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever. You are my God, and I give thanks to you. O my God, I extol you. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. We're just going to walk a little quietly, a little bit.
You know, all of these thorns here, we have here
These
a
are
lot of thorns.
thistles.
Thistles.
Yeah.
They also make me think about the passion. And
The passion of Christ.
yes, yes, sure.
And today is Friday.
And also the sufferings he endured here around the lake, because we see the marvels of nature, but he had a lot of struggle here, actually, you know, for many occasions. I think when the religious leaders were persecuting him or spying him, and when his family member were looking for him, and they thought he was crazy, actually. Then it was misunderstood both by his family member and his disciples. Then to look at this, how did you call it?
Thistles.
Thistles. Yes, it's and it's the gospel is like that. There is the lake, and then in that direction Jerusalem, and you look at the thistles, and you can make an imaginary line from here,
Ouch. Ouch.
to Jerusalem.
So the line is Jerusalem is straight south here.
Yes, exactly.
So Filippo is counting
Then
how.
being here, you can contemplate all the mystery and the different aspects.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean that, people. I want to zero in on the screen here. Look, there's like a cross on the water.
Ah, it's beautiful.
So just as Filippo was talking about this, the suffering Jesus had in Galilee, I imagine he might have seen the cross on the water like this as well.
Incredible. I've never seen a cross on the water. I live here since a lot of time, but it's really a sign.
Little things, the Lord speaks to us in many ways. So Filippo, I'm saying Felipe because that's the Spanish form
It's okay.
of Philip.
It's okay.
Let me focus this properly here, sorry. So Felipe, want to say a huge thank you
Yes.
for joining us today
Thank you.
and allowing us to intrude in your quiet life of a hermit, a prayerful man dedicating his whole life to prayer here, and the Mount of Beatitudes here at the Sea of Galilee. This is a very special gift for all of us, and we're all trying to grow in prayer. And
I'm trying to.
And you try too.
Yes,
and your message
sure.
today was that prayer needs time.
Yes.
We can also say short prayers, Lord have mercy, but a prayer for soul needs time.
Yes, sure. It's one of the way we can lose our life for the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever will, how is the quote of the gospel? Whoever will lose his life will find. I don't know the English
when
quote.
we lose our life, we will find it. So if the mango falls in the ground and produces a new mango, it will bear a lot of fruit.
Yes,
so
I mean the time you give to prayer will lose time for the
you give up the
for the
time
thing for the world, because we can do other more productive things.
You're not listening to music, or
you're not working or making money, or you are probably losing some time for other things, but it is the most precious time.
Filippo, thank you so much. Grazie mille. We are very happy, and we say goodbye as we.
Thanks to you.
Just look at the sun rising here. God bless you all, people. It was wonderful. See you later, alligator. Pray for all the good Jewish people because it's the new year, and send a greeting if you know somebody. And we'll see you, God willing, tomorrow. Thank you for sharing all of these wonderful moments here at the Sea of Galilee. God bless you.